Hello everyone, welcome back to our HTML series. So in the last lecture we have learned like what is HTML and created our very first web page. So today we will go deeper into the building blocks of HTML like elements and attribute, and once you understand this you shall be able to structure your web page properly. Okay? So let me write down the topic name, which is HTML element and attribute. HTML element and attribute. So like we will understand first like what is an element. So what is an element? So an HTML element, so an HTML element is everything between a start tag and an end tag. So whatever you will write between the starting tag and the ending tag, all are the element. For example, we have seen like the paragraph tag, p tag, and we have written like this is paragraph, and we have given the closing tag. So the this one is like a start tag, and slash p is your like end tag, and this is your this is paragraph is your content. Okay, and when you will combine this all thing, so together it become the element. Okay, so note that like let me go to the next page. Just note one thing, like some elements are self-closing, like your void element, you can say void element. For example, you can write it like break tag or HR tag or your image tag or image tag. Okay, so these all are like your so we understand like what is element. So now we just understand like types of element. Okay, types of element. So there is two types basically. The first one is like block level element. So like start on a new line, start on a new line and take up take up the full width. So for example, there is like h1 tag or your p tag or your div and your table. So these all are like the example of block level elements. Okay, and the second one is like block level elements, and the second one is your inline element. So it starts on a new line and take up as much as much width as needed. Okay, for example, you can consider as your span and your A tag or your B tag or your I tag. Okay, so let's go to the VS Code and understand like what it is means, like block level and inline element. So let me open my VS Code. Yeah, so we have created one index.html. So let me write down our boilerplate and let me write the title first. So my second page. Okay. So inside the body, like we have seen like your block level element, which is your h1 tag, h1. In the h1, if you will write like uh, this is h1 tag. Okay. And we have seen one more example like block level is your p tag. So inside your p, if you will write like this is paragraph. So these all are like your block level element. Okay. And the inline element is your span. Okay. So suppose if you are writing like a span and inside that span, if you will write like this is inline element. Okay. So just save it and now we will see the difference of block element and the inline element. Okay. So let me go to the page. So from here I am going to open it. So, see here, this is the H1 tag and this is a paragraph. This both are the block level element. So, when you will click and go to the inspect, then from here you can easily identify. So, see, your H1 tag and your paragraph tag both are taking the full width of your page. Okay, but when you will come on the span, like it take only the required place how much it need to like we have written like this is inline element, so it take the space of that much only how much it is required, but the block element take the full width. So see here it required like only that much space, only this much space is required, but it taking the whole width. Okay, so this is the difference between your like block level element and inline element. So now we will understand like what are attributes. So let me write it down. What are attribute? So attribute provide the extra information about the element. Let me change the color. So attribute provide extra information about an element. Okay, it is always written in the start tag, and make note of this. It always written in starting tag. Starting tag. Okay, so let's go to the VS Code and let me write it down. And with that, we will understand like what I have told. So here, like I have given the H1 tag. I have written the H1 tag. Okay, let me remove the P tag for now. H1 tag, and I want to give some extra information. Okay, so how I can write? So I can give like title, and I can write it like inline. What it is? H1 is your block level element. Okay, so this is block level element. Okay, so this is I have written inside the H1 tag. So, and in the spam, I will write like this is span. Oh, sorry, I have to write in the title. Na title is equal to this is span. Let me remove this one. Just save, and let's go to the page and see what it will come. So, see here. I have written when I am hovering on this is an this is H1 tag, then it comes like this is a block level element, what I have given in the title. Okay. And when I am hovering on the this is inline element, then it is showing like this is a span. So this is how it provide the extra information about the elements. So let's moving further, and we'll discuss like what are the common used attribute which we are using. So let me write it down. Commonly used attribute. So the common used attribute is your ID and class and style and src, or you can say alt or href or your title. So this is we are using like commonly. So the ID gives a unique identifier to an element, and your class like it groups multiple element for styling, and style is like your inline CSS styling. When you are writing the inline CSS, then style uh, in the style you have to write, and src, alt, and href, or you can say title. It is a very common in the image and when you are giving some links. Okay, so for an example, let me show a demo also. So in this, like there is the p tag. Let me write down the p tag also, and p tag. This is paragraph. Okay, I have written like this. So if I want to give some ID, so I can give like ID, and ID is equal to para1. So this is like give a unique identifier to this paragraph tag. Okay, and if I will give like class, and in the class I will give like highlight, and when the comes about the style, so I will write like a style, and I will give the color, and which color I should give. Okay, I will give like the brown color. Okay, and just save it, and let me go to the page. So see, here the color is changed, okay? And this is how we are using the commonly used attribute. So this is all about today's video. So in this lecture, we have explored the HTML element and attribute. So we have learned the difference between a block level and inline level element and how attribute add extra information to the element tag or you can say the HTML tag. So in the next lecture, we will move on to the formatting content in HTML like heading, paragraph, and different way of style to emphasize text. So this is where web page start looking more meaningful. So don't forget to practice by creating a few paragraphs with attribute like uh, title, style, and ID. So see you in the next video. तब तक के लिए keep learning and keep exploring. Bye bye.